Let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, Jesus, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, marriage and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No forget Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
What's up, people? It's me, Adam Hunter. Welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted podcast. Sorry we took a couple weeks off. It was just, it's been crazy. I've been in New York and back. I got all kinds of stories. Here with Jason Mayhem Miller, the legend, doing great. I follow you in life, but I follow you on Instagram and Twitter. And it's awesome to see you had a reunion with Ariel Helwani. Seemed like that went really well.
I did, huh? Yeah, I did. That was a good time.
And then I saw you on the Dominic Cruz podcast, which you mentioned McCorkle at the end. And that was probably the most awkward moment in the history of all of podcasting.
I had to do it, bro. I had to do it for our 917 hardcore fans, bro.
Yeah, so basically you during the podcast, you basically assumed that he was gay because of all the gay jokes that McCorkle has made about Dominic.
The whole time, I thought there was a sexual tension between us. You know, I was excited. I couldn't wait to tell McCorkle about it. But then I realized somewhere he just gave off a straight vibe. I was like, this dude is so masculine and manly. I realized McCorkle had been trolling me the whole time.
The whole time. And I've told him that I've met Dom's girlfriends. I've known women that have slept with Dominic Cruz. Which if he was gay, who gives a fuck? But he's just not gay. But for some reason, McCorkle refuses to believe. And then when you mentioned it, Dom acted like he didn't know who McCorkle was. Do you think he was being serious, or do you think he knew McCorkle? Or
no, man. Look, I feel like everybody on the internet now is playing 6D chess. You know, I was an early adopter of this technique, but now the cat's out of the bag. Everybody is too smart. I don't know. He knew. He had to know, right? No.
And of course, well, the whole thing started because I think that there was some kind of interaction between them where Dom's one of those guys where, from what I know, he's not a bullshit artist. He's not gonna oh, nice to meet you. If he doesn't know you and he doesn't give you the warmest vibes. And then once he likes you, he's the nicest. But he's like one of those guys. He's just not. What you see is what you get with Dominic Cruz. So I think that might rub people off the wrong way because they're used to being like, hey, how's it going? Rub people the wrong way.
Rub people off, bro?
For some reason, Jason, you're popping. Is it doing something different with your sound?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm popping. Listen, I'll tell you the truth, bud. It's time for an upgrade. I'm on iPhone 13, okay, for like the 17th year. I don't know. I don't know how this thing is surviving. I drop it, I kick it. I have it in the OtterBox, right? I got the glass replaced before I got this OtterBox 15 times. There was a funny thing where the guy at the phone store, the cracked screen, I fixed your crack. I bought the OtterBox finally, and like there was a sad moment where he's like, well, it was nice knowing you, man, because he realized that product was gonna just, you know what I mean? I never.
Whatever you just said was perfect. Whatever your rant about the bad sound came across great. So whatever you just did, keep that. Now, the guy you were coaching for the Merriman thing? You were very excited about it. It's always funny whenever I see a fighter like got a big fight coming up and everyone's excited, and then I follow them on Instagram. Normally, if they don't post, it means they lost. But because otherwise they'll have the victory. But I wasn't sure so did your guy win? Did he lose? What happened?
Yeah, no, you didn't see. He won, buddy. Yeah, of course.
How did he win?
Look, dominant decision. I don't think, it was no question that my guy won, and I believe he was the underdog because that opponent was so good at jiu-jitsu and getting the big guys down and smothering them that everyone thought it was a foregone conclusion. But next week wrestling camp with me, it's like anti-wrestle, and it never became a factor. The guy just used his distance. You know, Nadal is a very talented athlete from the world of soccer and is really putting down his striking techniques for the past 5 years. He's been focused on it. So, you know, you give a soccer star 5 years of Muay Thai, you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
And now come in and accentuate that with some Greco-Roman wrestling. He's going to be a severe threat for anyone in the heavyweight division all over the world. All over the world. I really believe that. So I'm honored to be working with him here in these early stages of him capturing the game.
That's good. Well, so I'll tell you about my last couple of weeks. So I go to New York to do Gutfeld, and I brought the family with me, which is I never do. So I brought my wife. Yeah. Because we had a couple of days off. My wife has a new job that she could do remote. So Gutfeld flies me, but they bought their plane. So we were on different planes, right? But Dom was like, all right, we're gonna leave and get in at the same time. So I flew JetBlue. They flew Frontier, right? Which was a mistake because the flight was super cheap, but Frontier doesn't have any kind of movies, no internet, you know. And if you're a 7-year-old, that's hard. But okay, whatever. My wife, we get off the plane. There was a guy sitting across from them that was like super nice at first. Hey, nice to meet you. Oh, and he was being polite. Next thing you know, my daughter falls asleep and the guy starts recording my daughter. I wasn't there. I'm on a different plane and recording the baby behind him. Right. So my wife told the person, the flight attendant, they go over and try to check the guy's phone to get him to delete it. He won't do it. My wife has to move to the back of the plane with my daughter. The guy gets off the plane, gets arrested. Like I don't know what they found on him, but so that's how the thing started, right? So my wife's, freaked out, of course.
I have so many questions, bro, because he got arrested. That's like the weird thing. But maybe he was just detained. Like what?
All right. She said arrested. I wasn't there because I was on a whole different gate. So detained, and I had to get my car.
That's freaky, bro. That makes me like, I don't know. I'll be jump up like the air marshal, you know what I mean? But it sucks you weren't on the flight. That's crazy.
So that's how and
what he filming sleeping for, like.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell my daughter like what happened too, because you don't want to explain. Well, there's bad people out there. It's like.
Also, the only part that makes me think it was nefarious was the fact he got arrested.
Well, yeah. Well, he also said he worked for the airline. He's like, oh, I work for Frontier. And he didn't work for Frontier. So, and he's like, I make movies for Frontier. So, like,
I make movies. In the, man. Hey, McCorkle is messaging us.
So, hey, I thought we said one tomorrow. Oh, come on, dude.
I just, that group text now.
So, yeah. So then that's how we started the vacation, right? So I'm like, so, and it's hard to like explain to a kid, listen, there's bad people out there. Why? Well, they just, they don't like to do that. It's something, you don't want to teach child molestation to a fucking toddler. So
I know it though, but because,
but you have to in a way that they can understand it.
It's going to be 10. So I'm more of like, they don't need to know why they need to be defensive. But be defensive, what I'm saying?
I mean, we tell them, don't let anyone talk to you. Don't let anyone touch you. If anyone wants to take pictures of you, don't let anyone in the bathroom with you. Always have a girl. Well, what about my teacher? The female teachers. I mean, we do everything we can. But anyway, so that freaked them out. Of course, now they're on no sleep. I'm on no sleep. We get to the we get to the hotel at 6 a.m. There's like no room open for 5 hours. So now we got to walk around M&M World and this and that. Anyway. Gutfeld went great. We went to a Broadway play, which was great. We saw Aladdin, but I'm an idiot because I'm like, all right, the tickets are so expensive. We'll get like 4th tier up, but we'll be looking down. So, dude, it was like we're fucking cliff diving, right? So my wife is, so now we had to like pay someone to get even worse seats in the bottom because they were scared, right? So then I'm flying back, right? I'm flying back. I got to go from New York to LA and then from LA to Vegas. I was going to drive to Vegas the next day. Sunday, it's snowing. It's about a foot of snow. Okay, not a foot, like a couple inches of snow. So I sit there on the flight. 5 hours we're on the tarmac, right? 5 hours. They're like, oh, sorry, because of weather, the flight's canceled. Everyone off. So now we get off. They just cancel everyone's flights. They don't give you vouchers, nothing. This is 10 in the morning, right? So now there's like JFK, there's like 4 hour lines, 5 hour lines. So now I'm on standby. All right, I'm on standby for the 8 o'clock to get to LA. Standby for the 9 o'clock. Finally, I'm like, hey, man, anyway, you could just fly me right to Vegas from JFK. The guy says, no problem. He makes a phone call. I get to go right to Vegas because that's where I'm performing. But I'm like, what about my luggage? I got it. He makes a phone call. Your luggage will be on the flight. I get it at 2 o'clock in the morning, no luggage. Another hour and a half wait, right? So now I have no luggage for 4 days, Jason, right? I'm buying outfits that say Las Vegas on them from the gift shop for $50. And I like to go running, but I have no socks. I have no running shoes. My feet, you're not even listening. I'm telling you about my whole life.
Look, man, one time, right? I was on the way to training, right? I was wearing like a t-shirt and shorts. I was going to go train with BJ Penn, right?
Yes.
I got in a little fender bender.
Yep.
Well, man, it turned out I had a warrant for my arrest in Atlanta. So I'm in Las Vegas at the time. I said, oh, what the hell? Yeah, I had knocked some dude out in a bar like months before that. And I mean, they refiled charges on me. I thought that was over with, but nope. I went to the jailhouse. They said, they can only hold you for 30 days until Atlanta says if they want to go and pick you up or not. I said, pick me up. I was like, I'll fly out there. Like, nope, you're arrested. So you're going to stay in, Las Vegas jail until they come to get you. I said, they're not going to come get me. And they're like, yeah, that's whatever. So I sat there 29 days. And on the 30th day, they came and got me.
This is a very similar story, dude. I understand exactly why you would tell this story.
On the tarmac in a jail bus for 10 days.
How did you eat?
Straight. 10 days straight. I was chained to another man, and they zigzagged the whole...
No, I understand, Jason, that my story is not as hard as your story.
Where all these comedians are like, what's up with airplanes? I was on the tarmac for 5 hours. I'm like, dude.
All right. Well, first of all, the real victim of that story is the guy who got knocked out at a bar by a UFC fighter. Okay.
I'm just saying, like the Buddha, I have suffered. And now
I'm not saying that my suffering is any better than your suffering. I'm just, I understand. I know. And there's people that have cancer. Okay. So I totally.
That I had to muster to go up through Colorado, freezing cold, in a t-shirt and a shorts that I was going to train against BJ Penn in, instead chained to another man for hour after hour. Look, and for food, what do they give us? McDonald's, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bro, my cuffs on my ankles started to get so tight because my feet swole up like the elephant man. It was cruel and or unusual.
Jason, I'm just telling you about my last couple of days. Okay, I'm not saying poor me. We have a lot to get to. I was just telling you my certain state of affairs.
I'm working on this little bit. It's not that funny yet, but that actually happened to me. And every time I hear anybody complain about travel, I think about that time that they herded me like cattle across the country.
Okay, first of all, there's like 9 things I could say about this. Number one, I was just giving you a quick recap of my last couple of days. I was not saying poor me or whatever. I'm just telling you what's happening. Number 2, what about the guy that you knocked out at the bar? Fucking that guy's got way worse.
Deserved it, and I'll knock him out again if he fucking got. And he tried to sue me about that when he started to fight, and I broke his big schnoz, and he deserved it.
All right, number 3. Okay, this is not a me versus you. Who had worse life? Yeah, okay, or who's had it harder? I actually like it better that you're cutting out because I'm not getting screamed at. So you're actually every third word is cutting out. So this is actually more peaceful.
To be honest, I think it's you. I think it's you in this seedy motel room looking like you're gooning. I thank you for letting the audience into your goon cave. Yeah. And then your camera keeps doing this creepy zoom. Like
I don't know why it's doing that. All right. So, all right. Anyway.
Hey, world. Hey, and we didn't even talk about 2 weeks ago the fight. We didn't even talk about Ellie Nadal. We barely glossed over that fight.
Who?
My fighter, Ellie Nadal. Nadal. Remember the name.
I will remember the name. Okay. I know. I'm just letting you know that that it was a pain in the ass for the last. But I got there. I wrote the jokes for Gutfeld. I got like fucking I don't know 20 jokes on the monologue this week. It's great. Life is great. I'm not really complaining. I know people have it a lot harder. I know you had a lot harder. I was never chained to anyone on a fucking bus. I'm just letting you know that they fucking cancel everyone.
This. We got to recreate that. Remember, I told you that it was cold going through Colorado. Like you know, they're like they just put you in your street clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wearing just the shorts and a white beater, like I was.
That sucks.
And Colorado, so I was cuddled up against this other white dude, like snuggling with this meth head. Like I was so fucking cold. He's like, "Get off me! I ain't no faggot." Oh,
no, I'm sorry that happened. Anyway, so here I am.
Hey! But I was like, I ain't either. I'm freezing, and I nestled up against him even harder, bro. It was a nightmare. Hey,
all right, let's start this over. All right, so not the whole podcast. Let's just start the vibe. Let's get the vibe better, okay? Because I don't want this to be a me versus you thing. All right, so I had to really
work out these bits. Like I'm trying to work out because that's like something that happened to me. It was like horrific and like crazy. That
all right, how do you? Okay, first of all, you have to punch it up. So you have to write it out. Right?
Yeah.
Write out the story, and then we got to go every 2 lines.
Yeah.
A joke. Maybe we tag it up, and then it's basically like you right now you have a giant mold. You have a fucking just a glob, but you have to carve it and carve it and carve it and carve it and carve it, and then have it go this way and that way and this way and that way and this way. So you still get from point A to point B, but now it's a maze. Now it's a fucking little hamster maze, and you're going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and then you finally get to the fucking ta-da, okay? Because right now it's just all right. So we have to finesse it. There's no finesse, and that's what's going on.
That's why I'm asking you. I'm not. You're misunderstanding me.
No, I'm letting you know.
I know you're the expert comedian, so I'm yelling this story at you in the hopes that you can help me punch it up.
I'll help you anytime, Jason. I do it for everybody else. So
listen, I'm trying to throw back work at you. You know what I mean? I was thinking about that yesterday. That I'm becoming. You know, you're talking about that. You're following me, and things are going good. I got a lot of momentum. I feel like there's some type of project coming for us, dude. So I know
100%. No, I was actually, you know, first of all, I actually planned this podcast for like an hour or 2 hours. But I woke up, I'm like, we're gonna do this. A couple things. Number one, I did the Scott Baio podcast on Tuesday. That's out. That was really cool. Me and Scott. You know, it's funny because like what I didn't talk about was when Scott first hired me to do. Scott's kid was sick. Well, they thought the kid was sick when they was born, and it was actually misdiagnosed to have this like really horrible disease. So now they have a charity every year and raise tons of money for people that actually have the disease. These kids. That's how nice these people are. So they hired me to do comedy at this thing, which went awful. Okay, because they had like a little kid fashion show, and then they had me, and I'm like, and it was going so bad. I'm like, it's hard to follow the John Benet Ramsey fashion show, right? Which I probably should not have said. No. And then there was an auction after me, and they were auctioning artwork, and they were like, it went so bad that like, if no one bids on this, I'm bringing the comic back up. And then people started bidding. People were like, that actually happened. And then Scott Baio, you could win a round of golf with Scott Baio, right? And Scott is one of these people that like, I love Scott, but he likes to be alone. He was the most famous person in the country at one point, but I'm sure you know it. Sometimes you go from like to wanting to be by yourself. That's Scott's like that kind of guy. He wants to be with his family, his friends. So they were auctioning off a round of golf with Scott Baio, and Scott didn't want to play with anybody, so he was bidding against the bidders. He's like he actually no one was bidding until they realized that he didn't want to play with anybody, and then it just kept going up.
Bro, that's crazy, dude. Hey, I know you know the Norm story where Norm was playing celebrity golf and the guy didn't know who the hell Norm was. The
Yeah,
sponsor
yeah.
had no idea that he was a celebrity, but he knew Chachi didn't know, but Norm didn't know Scott Baio's real name. So
Oh, so-
like he can't go over there and say what's up.
so then and anyway, it's funny how things go full circle because I remember the first year of the MMA awards, they had me go out. They're like, go out before the award show and do stand up, right? Before the award. So everyone thought I was like the microphone tester. The only one that was listening was Dana White and Ariel Hawani, and it was bad because no one. It was like no setup, no nothing. Just go out there with a microphone. Everyone's Brazilian. Everyone's looking for their seats. And then 10 years later, the UFC gave me my own comedy special. Started with Fox News. When I was year one in the comedy, some girls like, hey, you want to do warm up for Fox News? I didn't know what warm up was, but I'm like, I wanted to try to bang this chick. So I'm like, sure. I get there. They hand me like a paper on gun control, like this big. They're like, go talk. I go, Dad, what do I do? He's like, just do your act. So I go out there. I'm like, who smokes weed? Right? My dad was a pothead. They grabbed the microphone from me. Like, it was like anyway, and now here I am at Fox News. And then anyway, Mayhem, if you want to watch something good, the Corey Feldman documentary, you talk about a guy he's insane. Like Corey Feldman, they follow him for 3 years, a couple years ago, and his band. And he gets these hot girls, these pretty girls that don't know how to play instruments, and then starts yelling at them because they don't know what they're doing. Then he ends up having he has a girlfriend and a wife. They're just picking up chicks every city because she's like the recruiter. He's like starving them. He's bilking money from everyone. Basically, it seems like he's saying, I'm going to make a movie about who like molested Corey Haim and this and that, but he wants to make a feature film out of it. So he's trying to raise $5 million. It's fucking wild. It's the saddest, funniest, most real documentary you'll see in a while.
All
Yeah.
right. I mean, look, I had shied away from it because I was like, I don't know, man. But it sounds like a real melee. I might have to wade into that. I have the streaming services, so I might as well.
Yeah.
Netflix, bro. Honestly, I can't even talk to you with a straight face about documentaries unless we talk about the documentary,
Giddy?
the 50 Cent exclusive. This was a fantastic delve because I always knew I hated Diddy. I hated him since he came out there flapping his little penguin arms with this silly little dance, bro. I knew I hated him. I thought, like, it's his fault that Biggie's dead. It's his fault that Tupac's dead. I knew in my heart. And, bro, 50 broke the case wide open. Yes, it's all his fault. If it's not, that was a fantastic piece of property.
I mean, is this guy the worst person
Oh, no. Listen, this is something that happens over and over again in our industry. We've seen it many, many times, okay? Entertainment, it's that nerdy dude that never got any in high school who's going to exact his incel revenge on every woman that he comes across, and every dude that has a bigger dong than him is going to know that he's the most powerful. That's the most dangerous man in the world. A man who's like drunk with power, stoned on MDMA, you know what I mean? Tweaked out Viagra. This guy is just a nightmare walking.
But also ripping everyone off, everyone off that helped him. And
this is a thing, okay? We know this guy, and they fade away usually, but never has a man amassed so much power and money, right? So quickly, and then been able to keep this con going.
Yeah.
Because if you have all the money, well, of course, if you go work with Diddy, like back then, it was a mark of pride as a musician. You are in the big leagues. So he would just drizzle a little money here and there to like keep everybody on the hook and doing the work for him.
Yeah.
Smart, intelligent, creative people just getting totally taken advantage of because of that.
The Craig Mack and that last guy that woke up and had fucking anal sex, and then the girls, and it just kept going. And you're like, just when you thought this guy couldn't get any worse, it was like the beginning. Like it was crazy.
Every episode cranked it up even worse, man.
By the way, have you seen Rampage's new training video with the kids?
No, I didn't see that. I saw Rampage the other night on his stream. We were like in the Fast and Furious franchise, bro. We were like at this car club kind of thing. These guys are shredding it. Oh, yeah. Let's see.
So here's Rampage. And the thing is, me volunteering. So he's trying to coach kids, right? And he doesn't seem like the most patient guy. I've never really worked with Rampage, but just seeing like what. So here's him with kids.
Hey, motherfucker. See, this wrong. You push no motherfucking body. Throw the kick from there. Don't step in. Step out. Get the fuck out the way. Get out the way. Look. I didn't say step in. That's step in. This is step out. Okay. So you got a good distance. So that's step. That's step out. This is step out. This is step in. Hey, motherfucker. See, this wrong. You push no motherfucking body. Throw the kick from
All right, so Mayhem, what do you think of his coaching style?
I mean, look, I think he's hamming it up for the camera. These are streamer kids, huh? He's like being a dick to them on purpose. Like he's just giving them the war to show them the intent. And you know what, man? I gotta admit, you know, he's no Samuel L. Like he's up there in the top level of men who say motherfucker. Like, bro, his motherfucker is a sweet art form. You know what I mean? He sings the word.
I mean, he did have a point. They were, this is out and this is in. I would not forget what he was teaching. If I was teaching his course, I would say, now because sometimes I understood the kids go, all right, I can see why you would think that would be in. It was out, but.
He, Rampage use a heavy hand, right? And, corrects with, there's a technical term for it where it's, where he, it's like the game of operation. You touch the sides, there's a loud, scary sound.
Yeah.
It's an effective teacher. I go to the other direction where it's Lisa versive and no abrasion. So if someone does it wrong, I will just look at them like
right.
Incorrect. Because that can cut a little deeper than screaming in his face. You know what I mean? Like, if I give you like just a small shocked look, like, wow, that was bad, you know that. But on the flip side, when the technique is perfect, I'll applaud. I make sure that I get in my fighter's head. Great. Because I need you to know when you did it right. You'll know when you did it wrong. You'll know. And, failure is a big teacher, too. So if you slip up and get caught with the takedown or a good punch, make note, because you don't want to do that again. And on the flip side, you keep a guy in a positive mindset when you only tell him awesome.
Yeah.
Ride his ass with, hey, you're fucking up, motherfucker.
So I don't know if you saw this coming up, because there are a lot of fights this week. A lot of fights you don't even know about, and I can't even tell you about. I don't know if you know. Maybe you do, but I think you're going to be entertained by this. But this I saw. So a guy is boxing another guy, and in the press conference before the fight, he adopted his opponent's son. I've never seen this tactic before. Here, I'll show you guys what happens. This seems like it's pretty extreme, but here, I'll tell you. So he adopted.
How are you 6D chess?
So here you go.
Think of a round for his baby mom, Barbie. Give it up.
Oh. I didn't hear all that, but I got the gist. You know what I'm saying? I got the gist. You know what I mean? I'm over here adopting a bunch of kids myself, so that's what's
I
up.
mean, what if the kid? I mean, there are a lot of questions here. First of all, what if the person didn't want the son, and then you did the guy a favor? That's number one. I mean, number two, like, what happens after the fight? Now you have a kid, and then what if you lose the fight? Then you got to look at the kid every day.
Sounds like he was already dating the baby mama, so he's like, whatever. That's my, you know what I mean? That's my kid now. So
Right.
I think that's admirable. It's admirable. You know, some of that prize money is going to go to feed the kid either way, I guess. And if they live in the state of California, they're definitely taxing his ass.
Game time. NFL playoffs. One of the greatest things you can do is go to an NFL playoff game, okay? You get to go with other fans, you have fun, you take your family. Listen, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time filters out the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value, okay? Make it, you can save time, and saving time is money. Time is valuable, all right? You pick an upcoming game, you browse through the ticket deals on Game Time Picks, and it's so easy. I do it all the time. I go to concerts on with Game Time. I go to NFL games. I go to WNBA games. Okay, you can go to MMA events. All right, they have curated deals that make it easier to find the best price to get great seats. They have the super deal, which is the best value for that event. You get the seat views, so you don't like stuck behind a goalpost or you're sitting in the parking lot, whatever it is. They have the lowest price guarantee, and they have event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. All right, go to Game Time Picks. All right, they make it easier for sports, concerts, comedy, theater. They have all-in pricing. You get the seat views, you get ticket coverage, and you get the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. What are you waiting for, people? Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. That's right. Create an account, redeem your code CLNS for $20 off. All right. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I'm telling you, it's awesome. You're going to thank me later. Check it out right now. I mean, it just seems like that's a little extreme. But
listen, I've adopted all my opponent's children.
Did you adopt CB Dalloway's kids?
Yeah, I'm cornering him for his next fight.
So that happened, which I thought we had. I was hoping to get Don Fry and McCorkle's take on that, but they're not here. All right, so tonight, Jake Paul is fighting Anthony Joshua. Joshua has a 27-pound weight advantage, which is also, I thought it'd be more because he looks that much bigger. He says, according to Joshua, I'm going to outclass this kid. I'm going to outclass him. I'm a serious fighter. That's the difference. I'm serious fighter. You're going to get fucked up. And then he goes, this is absolute nonsense, but especially when you hear Joshua actually said, if he dies, he dies. If I can kill him, I'll kill him. This fight, I looked at the odds downstairs. You could buy. I can't believe that he's only, according to Vegas odds, he's only a 10-1 favorite. Like 1,000 minus 1,000. That's 10-1, right? And then Jake Paul's plus 600, which is crazy. Like you would think that a guy who won a gold medal, maybe 2 gold medal, 2-time world champion, record of, I don't know, 33-3, whatever, against a guy who's never beaten an actual boxer who wasn't under the age of 60, okay, and Mike Tyson, that this would not, in a different weight class. But, I mean, this is nuts. So, and then also it's the bout go, okay, so the Anthony Joshua by knockout is minus 380. That, which is, by decision is plus 400. Jake Paul by knockout is plus 1,200. And a draw is plus 2,000.
So if you bet $100 on Jake Paul, what are you going to make back? $100
on Jake Paul to win. So if it's six, you get 600.
Yeah.
But to knock him out, you get 1,200. If Jake Paul knocks him out, you get $1,200 for $100.
All right. Well, put a honey for me and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think's gonna happen, Jace?
Oh, I think I'm gonna lose my $100, but you know what I mean? I might as well. I mean, that's a great odds. Everybody's like the internet going nuts, saying it's fixed or saying that. I mean, mostly it's boxing fans in my feed going, yo, he's gonna decapitate Jake Paul. And I'm like, man, likely. But I don't know. Jake Paul got some weird tricks up his sleeve. Must have. Because I don't know why he would take this or do this. I don't know who signed him up for this. It's a very difficult mountain to climb. And I told you weeks ago, my opinion, okay, well, like make it a dirty wrestling kind of fight.
Yeah.
And don't get hit too much early on and try to wear him out and try to survive. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here. Jake Paul has a chance, as everyone says, but
you're about Jake's size, right? You walk around at like 210, 215.
And right now,
So if you were
in good shape, but
so if you were sparring with a guy like Anthony Joshua, or I'm sure you have, so you're doing boxing with Rampage, right? Because obviously Anthony Joshua
is not that tall. Like you got to look at Nadal, who's like 6'5", right? Getting around his jab is a big headache, dude. It's like there's no way to like get in there unscathed because a guy is like 6 feet from you. He's
so
throwing.
Let's say you're going against a guy like that, but he's a world champion, and you're not wearing a helmet, and you're wearing what, 10-ounce gloves,
right? Yeah.
So and you're Mayhem Miller, who's never been knocked out in his life.
No.
The guy lands a clean right on you. You're going. It's over, right?
Who knows? Like it's like tough. Like you would definitely test my chin. Damn, that guy is long range because he's so tall. And in the weigh-in was hilarious because Jake was going full Galifianakis, acting so weird, and unhinged. And the height disparity was very apparent. Like you're dude, this guy is much taller. And it's going to be a rough night getting past that jab. Now, the only way that he can make it competitive is like to push forward and kind of wrestle and make it sloppy, I think. Because
if Joshua is nice, he'll hit him with a rib shot. It'll be over 1 round. If he's being nice.
I don't think so. I think the kid is conditioned and strong. And I saw him hitting the bag. It looked pretty like sharp and fast. And, I feel like he's conditioned. So a body shot won't do it. I think he's got that big gut right now. Like he's been bulking and getting heavier. Like that's what I mean. He's big as he could get, but like you said, he's got a similar frame as me where we're the similar height, And
I just know I know wrestling wise, a guy used to have we had weight classes, and it was if you were going from 140 to 145, it was a difference. 152 to 140 was it was like, dude, you're not gonna unless you're that special, right? You're that special.
The weigh how much more did he weigh?
27 pounds.
And then, damn, that is considerable. So wait, and what did he weigh in though?
I think he was like 217 or something. The other guy was like 240 something, whatever, like that.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. That big a dude. It is a step faster, Jake Paul. He'll be a step faster. It's just a power factor, At some point, he's not going to be out of range in time, You
know what? I mean, props to Jake Paul for actually fighting a real boxer. You didn't have to go. I think this was like almost like overkill.
Action. Like, dude, listen, we were talking a cruiserweight, maybe, not a damn monster of a heavyweight. Your camera when you are losing your mind right now.
I think it's broken. I have to get the camera fixed because it keeps doing this. It keeps going in and out.
It gives these moody intros.
I don't know if there's a setting that I could fix this. If someone could help me with the setting, let me know. Keep it, right? Also, Tyron Woodley is boxing Anderson Silva. So here's what Tyron Woodley says. A lot of people know this. I was fighting he was the only fighter to negotiate 3 fights on his call, on one call. So he says, I was living a rock star life when he was at the top of his game. He lost sight on what was the most important thing. He said he negotiated fighting Usman, and then in victory with Usman, I was supposed to fight Colby. Then he was going to go up a weight class and fight for the belt. Women partying. He didn't drink and drugs, but he was going to the Maximum 100 party. He was invited everywhere, becoming a socialite. I feel like that took place, the focal point where that should have been in. I started living two different lives. I was a great father. I was a great athlete. I was a terrible husband, and I was living a rock star life. But no one was out working me. Nobody was out training me, but no one was out parenting me, which is.
So wait, Rockstar Life is code word for he was smashing a lot of side chicks?
Basically, yeah.
We'll rough you up, you know what I'm saying? You got to go to the clinic and get antibiotics, and now your cardio's down. You got to pay attention, bud. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
But Father Time had wreaked havoc. Like, this guy is older, and of course, when you're older, it's harder to you got bumps and bruises that ain't healed. That's the way it goes. Nobody is immune.
Well, look, I'm happy for him because if he beats Anderson Silva, and let's say he knocks out Anderson Silva, like, at least that will be the last thing we remember of him, and not the Jake Paul knockout, because that Jake Paul knockout was brutal. Like, I was depressed. Like, when I saw that, I did not want to see Tyron Woodley lying face down, Jake Paul. And I know that, like, Woodley's not going to want me to saying this, but he took that fight on 2 weeks' notice because someone else fell out. He was filming, like, the Cobra Kai. He was getting high all the time. He was like, he wasn't in shape. We didn't take him as seriously. We all know how good Jake Paul is relative to how good we knew back then. But at the same time, it's like, I don't mind this fight because they're both old. They're both past their peak, and it's a good fight.
To me, it's interesting, like, those 2 week kind of short notice fight. Like, I don't know who set that up and how much money did they get. That was it worth it, for him to get in, like, hurt like that? And
Woodley's one of these guys. He was so nice. He was paying for he was buying his ex-girlfriend's house. Like, he has like 7 kids, but he was giving money to buying this one a car, and the ex's dad's a car, and this one's a car. He was not good with money. He said he said he never got pussy growing up. He said he was one of these guys, and that he just wanted to make up for it. He said, no one wanted to fuck with me when I was 10, 11, 12. I was the only kid that got out of that area. He never got attention. So, but yeah, this should be good. It should be a good fight. So also, Terrence Crawford retired. No one believes that. I think that's a money grab. Saturday night is the Andrew Tate fight. Are you following this?
I mean, I saw his opponent shadow boxing, and I was like, what the hell? Like, this is a setup, huh?
So here we go. All right.
I saw Andrew Tate, like, looks kind of rusty too. So maybe it'll be a fair fight, So
it's the Misfits card right here. Let me see what we got. So it's
steadily smoking cigars and banging hookers for like 10 years. So it's interesting to see if he really has the wherewithal to go through a training camp. And and if he does, I respect that. But it looks like he's been living a party lifestyle for a long time.
So the good thing about ChatGPT, it lays out all this stuff. So the heavyweight Andrew Tate versus Chase Damore, who I think was an influencer, maybe played college football, or the guy's an athlete. Tate, they say controversial influencer. Yeah, let's say that. This is his first serious boxing bout after a long layoff. Chase is younger, more established. Heavyweight, he's 5-2. This is actually, you know what though? Like, if he gets knocked out, Tate, everything he posts is going to be trolls just posting shit. He's kind of taking a bigger risk here.
I'm giving him respect for getting back in there. You know what I mean? Like, his opponent doesn't look like a top tier champion or anything, but he's getting into the ring, and it's a brave thing to do.
So also on this card is Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson. He I saw a clip of him doing like pro wrestling kind of joking moves and then falling onto a boxing ring as if it would bounce back, and it did. I was like, wow. Somebody tell him not to slam himself on the ground.
He's fighting the same guy that Dylan Dennis beat in 15 seconds. But that was in an MMA fight, though, when he just guillotined him, and the guy was a boxer. So
Yeah.
and this is boxing. So we'll see what happens here. Pearl Gonzalez, who's a super hottie chick, she's like always like half naked on the internet. She's fighting Ty Emery, who's my friend. She's the girl that flashed the crowd in her bare knuckle box fight. I'll show you the picture of this. This is actually looks like Andrew Tate. Let me see what we got. So some of this stuff has been kind of crazy. So Tony Ferguson.
Watch this. I gotta watch this.
These are the two girls fighting. Can you see this?
What?
Can you see?
Barely. Let me see. What is this?
The one girl showed up in caution tape.
Yeah, I remember her. But all I can see is some words, dude.
Oh, you can't see the picture?
No, sir.
Yeah. What about now?
Nope. It just says middleweight Najir Goyat.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Stop share. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, share. Boom. What about right now?
Cool, man. Yeah, I see everything.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful women. Oh,
yes.
wait.
Ty Emery. This is like for the OnlyFans championship, basically. The one girl's got caution tape everywhere, which I don't even know. Is that actual caution tape, you think? Or is that I don't know how she did that, but I'm not complaining. She looks good. She looks very good. So this should be a good fight. Also, I don't know, these weigh-ins, it used to be like you couldn't like push people or hit people, but Misfits boxing is a whole another level of people not that's what is that? That says chicken. All right, so here we go. Let's see, we got Misfits boxing is a whole another level of people here. So this happened here. This happened Joe Lewis, that guy just slapped him. There. That happened that was one. At this one, these guys, this was like, I think this was Chase Demore. The guy threw an egg at this guy. You
just forget your egg, though.
I mean,
look, man. Everybody,
you just forget
the carrot top of weigh-ins. They're bringing props and shit. And
I mean,
those face, the amount of like he had to like bring an egg from home, or what I mean. This is like a lot of forethought going into this. And what was the point of the egg? Was this like some type of chicken update? You know what I mean? Like why eggs? Was he calling them chicken? I don't get. There needs to be some art behind this, guys. I don't think that you guys understand.
How did he not know what he was going to do with the egg, too?
Now, at the same time, the minute a man brings out an egg at a weigh-in or some kind of media event, bro, I'm protecting myself at all times.
So
now you got egg on your face.
So this is Andrew Tate versus Tate.
Don't forget. It's done, baby. In your head, man.
Now, which one guy's Andrew Tate? The guy with the samurai top knot?
Yeah, no, the bald guy is Andrew Tate. The other guy had the egg thrown at him. I guess that must have been another press conference. And that was the guy that had, so he went from, I guess that was, yeah, so that was the egg guy. And then this happened. I keep getting, here we go. Okay, so I don't know what that is. All right, yeah, so that's happening. Girl showed her boobs, this and that. So yeah, and then also, I don't know, tomorrow also, wrestling, it's actually a really good wrestling event. Real American Freestyle Wrestling. Are you following that, Jason?
I've seen the clips. Yeah, I feel like it's real exciting. I think last time we were talking about it, you were complaining about some type of go behind rule or something, or
yeah, of course.
I was voters for trying to make exciting matches.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's actually tomorrow. It's Wyatt Hendrickson. That's the guy that beat Gable Stevenson. The guy, how good Gable Stevenson looks right now. He was Olympic gold medalist. I
just get this Andrew Tate weird homoerotic press conference right here.
All right, hold on. So let's see what I got, because I'm doing it on Google. I'm doing it on Chrome, and also for some reason my chat only works on Safari. So sometimes it gets like I don't know what the fuck. I'm a boom. This should be called the Boomer Podcast because none of us know what the fuck we're doing, me included. But okay, can you now? Can you see it?
I mean, I can see where you're looking at this. Yeah.
All right, so. This is actually really good. It's Paris versus Hendrickson, right? This guy, Hendrickson is this actually badass fighter, a wrestler. He's the one that beat Gable Stevenson. Gable Stevenson is the future of the heavyweight division. He's like undefeated in MMA right now, but he won the gold medal. He was like a 3-time national champion in college, just a monster. And then he came back to college after winning the gold medal and lost to this guy in the finals. It was like the biggest upset in college wrestling history. Anyway, he's wrestling against this guy named Paris, who's also, I think, an Olympian. And then Pat Downey, you know Pat Downey. You've met him before, right? He was like the bad boy of wrestling. He's kind of like what you are to fighting, but to wrestling. He was like very controversial, kicked out of a bunch of stuff, but then came back and made the world team and, banned for fighting in high school and college and kicked out of Iowa. And he's just a badass. So last time he actually wrestled against Joaquin Buckley and he just murdered Buckley. They didn't give him the takedown on the slip. That's what we talked about the whole time. Well, tomorrow he's wrestling Yoel Romero in this. And Yoel Romero, we all know Yoel Romero. He's the guy who beat Cael Sanderson twice on the world stage. And was he an interim UFC champion? I don't think he ever won it or something. Yeah. So, and also for some reason, Bilal Muhammad, and props to Bilal Muhammad, but he's wrestling this guy Carr, who is a 2-time national champion. So this should not be close. But
yeah, this would be cool though. That's interesting. I like that. I want to see some more of Bilal's wrestling. This guy doesn't show it in the ring too much. Round 3 to start, or round, you know what I mean, to wrestling. I think this guy, he could be more effective. He would just wrestle the shit out of people, front headlock them.
Yeah. So Wyatt Hendrickson, the other guy, Mason Paris, NCAA champion. But then so is so 2 heavyweights that are champions. Pat Downey against Romero. Yoel Romero is 47 years old, which is fucking nuts. I mean,
he's a rare, different species, right? Like Joe Rogan was saying that thing with his eyeballs were so strong or whatever. Like, yeah, there's a little nature and a little nurture, you know what I'm saying? And
then Zahid Valencia, who is an NCAA champion, he's going to be in this too. So yeah, it's good. Real American Freestyle. Juliana Pena is one of the commentators along with Chael Sonnen. And it's really good. It's actually, she does a really good job, which is also pretty awesome because I don't know, I don't even think Juliana Pena even ever wrestled in high school or college. So the fact that she was able to pick it up and like do such a good job. And so I'm happy about that. So make sure you guys check that out. And then we got some crazy stories. You want to hear some stories, Jason? We'll finish with some stories.
You know what? I was just waiting for this part. Yeah, let's get weird now.
All right. Well, first of all, tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $1.5 billion. So I'm just thinking, what would you do, Jason, with
get me off of this street chair, bro. I can't even see you. I just see nothing but the feature bout.
Oh, hold on. Fuck, dude. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing my best here. All right. So tomorrow's tomorrow's Powerball is $1.5 billion. What would you do with that, Jason?
I mean, which part of it? There's so many millions to do stuff with, right? Like, what's the first? You got to break it down into small chunks like an elephant, right? You have to figure out what's the first thing I would do.
What's the first thing you do?
Probably buy the house next to my mama's and give it to her. You know what I mean? Like, at least that's the first one, right?
Right.
Gotta get out of the way so she has some extra property for the deer to run around, right? Got to do something nice for mama. Then next, what? Lamborghini store? Like, gotta go to Lamborghini store immediately because I got to get around everywhere real fast. Third in the row is helicopter store. You got to get helipad on the roof of my condo so we can just zip off into apocalypse if anything bad happens. Next, I'm buying Adam Hunter a house right next to my mama so I can have everybody close by can have nice conversations. I would like lace everybody down. Then I'm going full corporate takeover. Where first of all, In-N-Out, you're mine now. Okay. I own all of the In-N-Outs, and we're gonna change the menu slightly. Okay. We're just gonna add a salad, one salad. That's it. It's the only thing I'm changing up. No one will order this salad, and this salad will remain behind in a glass case of and no one will eat the salad, but it will be there to say Mayhem offered you a salad, you fat bastard.
Those are all good things. I mean, you actually thought about this.
Huh?
You actually thought about this, huh?
Yeah, in the moment intervening from when you asked.
I think I'd buy a comedy club so I wouldn't have to travel so much. That way I could just practice.
Oh, we're doing Austin Compound? And
yeah.
Yeah. We're going to make the fucking fathership here in Los Angeles.
I may even have you be the booker because I would only imagine the people that you would book at this comedy club.
Bro, all of that, dog. I'm going to give the girls a Joey Diaz treatment.
Oh, God.
Get on stage, you got to go through me.
Then I'd probably buy a wrestling club so that like kids could wrestle like I can coach whatever I want. And then I'd probably figure out a way to like buy like a no-kill shelter or everyone could just drop every dog that's got like, on death row and cat, like an animal shelter and just figure out how to save.
Next door, Chinese restaurant. You know what I'm saying? We're a no-kill, but once they're dead, hey, crispy wonton.
Hey, you know what? I ate something in Korea that was not chicken. I know that. And it was off the street like a fucking moron. I went to one of those places and I'm like, that is not chicken.
And then you started itching your ear like this?
All right, so HBO has a new series about pro hockey players on opposing teams who begin a secret gay romance.
Buddy, I'll stop you right there and tell you that I walked in on my girl watching homoerotic hockey. I was like, dude, what is going on here? And I had run in there all chubbed up and it immediately became flaccid. I turned around. She said, I'm sorry. I said, it's fine. You watch your gay hockey players. I'm going to go play Battlefield 6.
So it's called Heated Rivalry. The original title was Hockey Sticks and Touching Dicks, as well as Pucking and Sucking, or Put Down the Puck and yeah, you get it. So that's the new, I don't know if you're, also, the fifth person arrested in plotting the New Year's Eve bombing is a member of a group called Trantifa. I don't know if you've heard about this, Trantifa. It's Antifa who are trans.
I'm a card-carrying member, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I mean? I transitioned and then went back again to extra masculine. You see what I'm saying?
Their pipe bombs turned into grenades.
Their pipe are made out of those fists, you know what I mean? Those rubber fists. Hey, I don't think Trantifa is a real threat because they're all, you know what I mean, hidden in the closets.
All right. I don't know if you guys saw the Mexican lawmakers that were pulling each other's hair on the floor of Congress. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that at all, man. You're way ahead of the news, and I do the news for a living, bro.
It was on the Mexican floor. It erupted into a huge, it was like World Star. It was like Waffle House, 3 a.m. on Telemundo. It was nuts. A woman's body was found inside of a freezer at the Dollar Tree. She was naked. She died. They took her out, put her in clearance. But yeah.
No, I was gonna say, you're lucky you had the 99 one at the 99-cent store.
A bar in North Carolina is now offering free drinks if they bring a picture of the man who cheated on them.
God damn, I'm getting all my exes drunk, huh?
Miss Finland was stripped of her Miss Universe crown after making a post where she pulled her eyes back and wrote, "Just eating with Chinese."
I thought they would have got her kicked out for her performance-enhancing tits.
So now her new nickname is Some Dumb Ho. I don't know if you saw. Also, there's a guy. You see the guy Benjamin Shower? So there's a guy named Benjamin Shower. He's about 800 pounds. He's running for the Iowa House. and
He's running to be the Iowa House.
he's ready to become a member
He's running.
of the Iowa House.
Wait, you're saying that they're going to put his picture on the wall if he can finish it in under 30 minutes?
It's the first house he entered, didn't have the word waffle in front of it. But yeah, so they have that. Jelly Roll says that his sex life when he was 550 pounds was horrible because he could not get aroused.
What do you mean? He can't see anything below his waist. You know what I mean? Now it's like Ozempic roll. You know what I mean? He's suddenly like, he's just got the flapjack skin underneath that he like pulls over the chick's head, you know, in the game.
Dude, I'm crying. AI powered toys made in China have been speaking to children and telling them communist talking points.
Oh, bro, hey, before you said, when you said toys, man, I was like, are we back on the first Trantifa story? Because it's like gay eye toys.
So yeah, they have these little dolls that they're getting kids, but they're telling kids about like communism and capitalism and
It's like a little My Buddy doll that is like, do you know the joys of the red state?
that's exactly
Hey, we need to get one of those and like, and I can do like a demonic seance and put my soul in it, and it'll be running around Hassan Piker and cutting them up into pieces.
The Department of Homeland Security changed the name. You know who Rachel Levine is? She was Joe Biden's put her in charge of the military, and it was a transgender. So
Yeah, Admiral.
Admiral. So Trump, they changed her name back to Richard. They took Rachel out and put Richard on there.
And look, I mean, a long history of Rachel's faking the funk. You know, I thought you were talking about Rachel Dolezal, who's pretending to be black. It's just a Rachel pretending to be a woman. No big deal.
Well, she got her dick removed, and now they put Richard back. So
what? I can get that. We call that the torpedo. This guy's in the Navy.
Also, a Maryland middle school has been celebrating Transgender Awareness Week, where children are giving.
I think we're all aware by now. It's like the only thing that human beings can talk about in America for the last 15 minutes, dude. Like everybody's aware. We don't need another awareness day. We know. We have TikTok.
One of the lessons was how to have girls flatten their breasts to appear less feminine.
Look, it's a thing, dude. Whether we like it or not, right? Whether, you accept it, right? And I try to tell this to Adam Carolla. Those people are here and they're not going anywhere now because they're out and they're proud of it and it's fine. I don't think it affects me in any way, and it's helpful. It takes some guys out of the dating pool if you like.
I get it, but I just think that having it being taught during school when kids can't read or write, let's focus on getting the
You're afraid that drag queen story hour. I don't care who reads to the kids, bro. Just read to them.
Maybe you could combine it, like a train carrying 17 transgenders is going 40 miles an hour. If it goes there and they all lose their penises, how many? Maybe they could put it all together. That seems like
boys. The answer is 0. Option. I wish they would like pretend like women. Like, I don't know. I can't say anything because I'm not that way and I don't have that mentality. But I really wish society would just go, okay, there's a third thing, because Jim Norton's got a wife that has a penis.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I don't care. That's fine. I'm happy that he's happy. So it's like putting a human face on it is like, okay.
I think accepting and pushing are two different things, though. I think accepting is great. Fine, accept it.
They're going to be out and they're not going to go away now. So it's like there's some amount of I'm here. You have to accept that. You don't have to be this way.
Yeah,
but that is an option.
But the problem is, Jason, is that I know a lot of kids out there that I know a lot of parents who had kids where it was like the cool thing was to be trans, for whatever. So all of a sudden their kids are telling them, "Hey, I'm trans," and what the parents did was they go, "Okay, fine, cool." A year later, they're like, "I'm not trans," a 2 year. So the issue is the parents that jump on the bandwagon of like, "Oh, you're trans? All right, let's start you on all this shit and doing all kinds of life altering stuff." That,
but again, that is the parent's choice and response. It's your
Right.
kid.
Right, of course.
Whatever you want to your kid, you can jam them full of hormones if you want. It's
Well, you shouldn't be able to do that. I don't know if you can do whatever you want. You can't kill your kid. You can't stab your kid. I mean, so why should you be able to mutilate your kid?
I know. And look, I'm with you. And I don't think they even do that before you're 18. I think that's the argument is they don't do that in case, body affirming care. That's the weird word that they keep saying.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's, in my personal opinion, is I don't think you should cut up a kid. They can make a decision for themselves later.
Right.
But again, I don't know the law. Like, is the parent allowed to do that if the kid really pushes for it? I don't think they should. But again, it's their choice. I was doing some interview with somebody, like they were talking about Michael Vick, and it's like, yeah, he broke the law. He did animal cruelty. But I was like, it's his dogs. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like
but that's not right. It's not. It's not. I mean, just because you adopt something doesn't mean you could beat it.
No, I'm saying,
so
right. But the point I'm making is, it's like, it's your kid. You have the say in their health care, and it's been adopted as that is health care now. So
yeah, but that's the thing. Though, also they were telling like the parents, like they were saying, oh well, listen, your kid might end up killing himself if you don't do this. So like there was all kinds of things where like I just think that, look, I have no problem with trans people. I have friends that are trans people, but I just think that it should be later on in life. And by later on, I mean like 18 and over, 21 and over, when your brain is fully formed. Okay. And then when your brain's,
not really fully formed to like 25, right? Really?
Then maybe then.
I know. But here's the thing is that I think this whole argument and whatever that is going on in the media, whatever, it comes down to like their personal choice to do what they want to do, right? And they have, because it's a sort of thing where we have the technology to be able to let someone express themselves as this third gender, where they're not a boy, but they're not a girl. And I think that if culture and society would just accept that, hey, there's like a thing that's something between a boy and a girl, and that it always shows up in societies once they get so big, it happens. You have to accept
my daughter used to go to this. My daughter used to go to this like after school thing. There was a kid that was. My daughter used to go to this thing where one of the kids was like 3 years old or 4 years old, but she was young, and it was a boy, and all of a sudden the parents were calling it a girl, and everyone's, and I'm like, come on, what are we doing here?
Has a friend that is in like a strange, like presents as a girl sort of, but is a boy and plays like with the girls and is girlish, and the parents are just like, yeah, we know. He like wants to wear a dress for Halloween. So
yeah, but then the other end is like, maybe it's just gay. Maybe the kid's gay, and then maybe the kid's feminine.
That person. But here's the thing: they've already given themselves labels. That's why we have the 72 gender sort of deal.
Yeah.
And I'm of the opinion that human beings have free will and can do what they want. And there is, like I said, throughout society, because in Hawaii they have a name for it, where it's like a third spirit or two-spirit person, or in Thailand you saw it with your own eyes. It's like a whole gaggle of them, right? West Hollywood is right down the street. It's like a thing now. So yeah, in the rest of the country it's not a thing, but in a highly populated area, people squeeze out and be gay or be some third option. And it's just the reality we're living in this day and age. And to me, doesn't affect me. The same as all the gays in West Hollywood doesn't hurt my feelings. You guys make out.
It doesn't affect me too, but it does affect other people. And and it does affect kids in sports, or it does affect people in locker rooms. So it's not, and the problem is you have to be careful what you just say. Okay, well, this is the new normal. And then, but that's a whole,
and I'm talking to an expert comedian, but I'm saying things that aren't that funny. I'm trying to figure out some funny stuff about
No, you don't have to.
No, like we always do. But here's the thing is that a lot of the guys saying, it's not natural, bro. it's not natural, are jacked up on so much TRT that I'm like, buddy, you didn't look like this when you were a kid. You became from kind of a twink into a masculine macho dude, right? And I'm like, okay, so you're mad at the transgenders who are taking hormones. Meanwhile, you're taking a boatload of hormones to look like you didn't lose your hair because of nothing.
Right.
There's too much testosterone in your bloodstream, and then it converts to ADT. I know the whole science. So you're telling me that these trans don't have the right to be, but do you have a right to lift that heavy of a kettlebell? I don't think so, bud. You did a lot of testosterone, and it's the same thing they're doing with estrogen. So look, I read a book in 1992 that was science fiction that foretold all of this, that people will have the access to scientific technology to make themselves more masculine or more feminine, whatever they want to do. Injections, the lips, the boobs, the whatever. You can be a woman for 50 grand.
All right. Speaking of women, moving on. Tim Walz has said that people in Minnesota have to stop driving by his house and yelling retard. So that's like,
I only drove by twice. Are other people doing it?
I mean, he says because Trump called him a retard that people are now driving by his house. Bro, how do they even know where he lives?
It's not just because Trump called him that. You know what I mean? He did a lot of like down homesy, folksy, sort of downsy sort of things that.
But that was an actual press conference where he said people are driving by the house.
Bless his heart for having a press conference about this. You know what I mean? People were driving by my house saying that, and I never lifted a finger, didn't even tweet about it.
Well, this has been one of my favorite podcasts ever.
It's just you vibing, bro. When are you coming home?
I get home on Sunday night. I'm free Monday. I'm free Tuesday. Let's do something Monday.
You back on the 27th?
Whatever this Monday is. No, it's way earlier than that. Like today's like what, the 20th, 21st, the 23rd. I'm back.
Oh, okay, great, man.
Yeah, let's hang out Monday.
Yeah, man. We got an IRL. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I went to Vegas when I saw you were at the Strat.
I know you got Corolla's at the Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta get out.
And he's on an hour and a half. Hey, if you come out today, I'll get you a spot tonight on the show.
Ah! All right, I'll try to make arrangements.
Think about it. All right.
All right, bro.
Take care, Jason. Bye-bye.
Love you, bud.
Love you too.